What's going on, you guys? Welcome and thank you for tuning into the first episode of the Broken Record Podcast, right here live out of the Corduroy Bar, downtown Las Vegas. And on the show today, we have Gooch from KOMP 92.3.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. I'm
Awesome.
great. Been down here at Corduroy. This is the third one? No. Yes.
I think it is the third one. Right?
Yes, it'll be the third
Yeah,
time that we've been down here. And, yeah, dude, it's been a lot of fun.
This is our first time doing this, so it's going to be a little bumpy, but we'll get through it, man.
Look, it's all right, you know.
Just cut that out and just make it look and sound like it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody's going to get CTE from this podcast, come back and sue you guys later.
We'll fight it.
All right, man. So here we are. This is basically the main goal here, is just to get like every scene of like the rock and roll. Well, I was listening to you on a podcast, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it right now, but you're saying it's actually pretty hard for like scenes to kind of come together here in Vegas.
It's tough. It's tough because, you know, we don't have the Capitol Records. We don't have that that big pull, but it's not like LA has it anymore either. It's not like anybody has it. It's these record labels. Everybody could just do this on their own. And it has become still the same like fish in a barrel type thing. I mean, not fish in a barrel, but you know, you're just trying to see exactly what sticks, hoping whatever sticks. But in Vegas, it's tough because how do you compete with all these other billboards and stuff? It's like, you know, do we want to go see White Noise, or oh well, I did get tickets to go check out Metallica at Allegiant for free, and everybody gets free stuff, and it's just like, you know, we're always like, oh, I want to go check you out, but I got to go do this thing. It's like that's what happens when you have so much entertainment and it's all in walking distance. Like nobody has it like us.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing I was telling Sean from Crash Midnight, shouting him out right there. But like, this is gonna be definitely, the bridge is like starting to like become a thing right now, because like this just being the staple of like, this is like now like our Whiskey A Go Go or the Rainbow. And so now if we can get, you know, other people from like the local scene that we just kind of established ourselves in, and then also like the scene that Sean's like more in, like that whole combination is just gonna blow up out here, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about rubbing elbows. It's all about just kind of who you know. I mean, you know, I wouldn't have never guessed. What's your name again, buddy?
Chase. I'm Chase. He's Austin.
Chase and Austin. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I would have never. I just listened to your rap on Instagram.
You listened to Trick Mirror?
I did. Yeah, well, I listened to the first part that you posted.
Yeah, the most recent one. Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. That's coming out on the 25th.
All right. Now, look, everybody that is watching this, would you have guessed that he could rap? No. That's like, I would have like, that's not a possible thing. And I'm like, wow, he can. Look at that. Look at him go.
Everybody thinks he's a drummer or something.
They always think I'm a drummer.
Right. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's like, but that's the best part. I mean, it's like but the thing is though, is you might be drinking with some rock band that wants to collaborate with what you're doing, and like, this kind of fits what I'm doing, and you never know. That's what it's all about. It's like, don't just stop with what you think you know. Keep learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin, didn't you have a couple of questions set aside?
Yeah, so kind of in the music industry right now, like you see a lot of people combining forces, like rock and rappers, hip hop and country. Do you think there's going to be even more melding? Do you think there's something next for that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, we're already seeing metal go to metal and EDM. I mean, it's like we're already seeing that. I mean, I found it funny that one of my favorite rappers is Killer Mike and LP from Run the Jewels. They're amazing, and it's like, and I'm a big metal guy, and I don't know why their music was pulling me in, but for some reason, Revolver magazine in 2020 had their record that they released as the number 6 or rock album of that year, or it just made no sense. I'm like, this is clearly hip hop, but it feels metal, it feels rock, you know, it's got that, it's an attitude. Yeah, and that's the thing, and it's like we're starting to see that attitude emerge in you know, in these melding of genres, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Can I ask you a question? So like, I feel like, how dare you?
Fucking headphones.
All right, so talk to me, Gooch.
You see this, America?
Asking me questions and shit. It's okay. Do you think that rock and roll kind of has like a hard time almost like reviving itself, because, you know, everybody likes to refer back to the 80s, and that almost seems like the kind of cutting off point. Obviously, the 90s kind of killed off a lot of that excess and like big kind of dangerous thing, which is what like kind of hip hop like almost took over. And there's nothing wrong with that. It always comes in cycles and everything. But like, because us collectively as a band, we decided, like, you know what, dude? How about we cover some more modern bands like the Black Keys or Jack White stuff, for example. You know, like, and stuff. Wow. But, like, stop covering Zeppelin and, like, Hendrix. And not to, like, no discredit to them, because those are the guys who, like, shaped the whole rock and roll thing. But do you think that...
It's time for an evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you kind of think? Like, do you think if we keep covering and just always looking to, like, the 80s and the 70s and the 60s...
See, and that's the problem that we are having. Just in entertainment in general.
Yeah.
Entertainment in general, because people can get what they want when they want, well, why would they go away from what they want to lean into something that they might like? You know, it's very hard for you to break somebody out of that mold, you know? It's like you either are somebody who has to be in the middle of all the genres and you just have to soak it all in because you just love being inspired, or just like all of us, we just kind of get caught up just going down the road. Like my girlfriend and I, she likes country music. I have no idea about country music, right? So I took shrooms and we went to see.
I love how you said that so quietly.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, so I'm gonna have fun. So I only know like probably 2 country songs. Like I don't know all the words to them either, you know. But it's just I just know them. But we end up going to the Sam Hunt show, and really it's a pop show. It's pop. Yeah. It's pop music. Yeah. It's easy. It's the same exact tried and true concept that we're going to throw out there. Yeah. It's the same exact thing. And with rock, unfortunately, what's going on is the idea of singer, guitar player, bass player, or, you know, maybe you have a 3-piece and a singer does one or the other, or bass player, drum, or whatever. But it's like there's only so many sounds that have already been made. So Jack White comes along, and how many different effects does he put on that guitar? And it's like that's what has to happen nowadays, that I feel, is it's like there does have to be an evolution with these live instruments, because that's the one thing you listen to a Diplo or Steve Aoki, and I'm not trying to shit on those guys, because they're seriously talented guys. They're crazy talented, but when you see them live, how can it's this?
It's a little dry.
I'm paying $75 to watch a guy go bam and then take a cake and throw it on some young lady's face. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I dropped $75 for. I could have got the new Madden. You know what I mean? It's like
mediocre.
But it's like, you know, but that's what's considered like entertainment now, and it's like because those guys are coming to the table with new sounds and new ways to morph things, and you know, you see guys like Tom Morello, you know, from Rage come along and put these different effects on it. Like for the longest time, I didn't know he was playing guitar. Like for the first year or two, I was like, "What the hell is that? Is that guy? He's scratching my? He's playing guitar." I had no clue, but that's what has to happen. And look, and the bottom line is this: it's like we all still end up going back to the same loops, the same 3 chords. It's like everybody does it, and it's like what the problem was with art, though, is it's like, you know, we put so much pressure into trying to be different when sometimes all you got to do is just do what you like. If you're different, you're just going to be different. It's fine, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just I wish that some of those bands like Rival Sons, for example, you know, they're a great band, or Royal Blood. Like, I just wish that Royal Blood's kicking ass right now.
Fuck yeah.
But I'm just saying, dude, Boilermaker is one of the best songs of our generation, man. I'm serious. But it's like, I just wish that they could like become like the modern Zeppelin or something. Which we have Greta Van Fleet, but
right. But you're right, and that's going to be kind of hard, because now the record companies, you know, they don't have that stranglehold on things like they used to, right? Those are the guys with the money guys. Well, now all the money is trickled down, and it's like now you have like, you know, where somebody had like billions of dollars, now you have like 10 millionaires that are kind of sprinkling around, and it just doesn't seem like anything's getting the proper treatment unless you're a pop star, or unless you're dating someone famous, or, you know, unless you just want to get involved in something other than the music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like we're not the people that make it big now. It's like it is a sellout. Like, I'm sorry. Like when I was like, wow, I remember listening to Cardi B once, and I'm like, holy shit, this chick's rock and roll, because, you know, again, you don't hear a woman talking like that, and she can rap. She's very good at her job. As soon as I saw her in a Pepsi commercial, I was like, you fucking sellout. I was like, you're done. You know what I mean? I can't do it, you know?
Got her.
So I got an interesting question for you because bouncing off of what Kason said about like rock and roll kind of having a hard time reviving itself, and how you even said like bands keep going back to like the 3-chord thing.
Nick, can you move that
You
mic a
know.
little closer to your mouth?
Yes. So I'm
don't
actually going to start the question off with like a statistic. So according to MRC, which is like a company that collects data on like the music streaming platforms, 70% of music streamed on music streaming platforms are old songs. And then this is like quoting the article itself that was online. It said, just consider these facts. The 200 most popular tracks are now account for less than 5% of total streams. And then it comes down here saying, so like iTunes filled, like, so the current list of most downloaded tracks in iTunes is filled with bands from the last century, such as Creedence Clearwater Revival and the Police.
Yeah.
So my question being is, like, in the day and age of the internet, with trends happening so fast, what do you think is the best way that bands and artists can grow a loyal, dedicated fan base, creating a lasting image without being forgotten, besides just doing the basic things of just posting on social media every single day and like just engaging with your audience?
Wow, I feel like I'm at a TED Talk. Jesus Christ. I was like, wow, that was some serious stats. I really did. That was some serious research.
Thank you.
Okay, one more time. Now, just the final question, you were asking,
So
and I'm a little stoned. I'm sorry.
So are they.
What is the best way that like bands and artists can grow a loyal, dedicated fan base without being forgotten?
It really what it is now you just have to find a way to connect with somebody. I mean, you know, we all have our songs that hit us. Like I could tell you my favorite songs, and you're going to be like completely confused, and I'm going to like, oh, that's a good song.
Oh, come on, hit me with it now.
You like it this much? You know? Well, you know, like a song like Billy Joel, Always a Woman to Me. It's like, that's a beautiful song, but it's like, you know, you're like, all right, man, take it easy. You know what I mean? Like, but some people feel differently. And I think that's what it is. It's like, it's almost like, okay, for example, like in hip hop, what's sad, this is what rock doesn't have. And I think Metallica used to do it, and Metallica actually did it with Greta Van Fleet, so it was kind of like giving them the sign off to be the next thing, you know. They used to take that was like the big father band's job, is like, you know, you take these up and coming bands, you know, you've already got your fans, they're already going to be there to see you. If they blow you off the stage, well, then you got problems, you know. And I mean, and it's like, and that's usually what ended up happening, is like they were able to co-sign off, and it's like now bands, because these record labels are cutting so deep into your guys' pockets, whether it's the album sales, whether it's the merch sales, which I thought was way effed up when they started doing that. I just couldn't believe that. And I guess that's like part of the standard deal now that you write, you know, or that you sign. It's just tough because with hip hop, you could give that sign off. Like Jay-Z would be like, "Oh, Kanye's great," and all of a sudden, Kanye's got some Grammys. You know what I mean? And then you know, someone else comes along. Like Wu-Tang was doing it for years, where they were trying to get these guys that weren't necessarily in that group, but they're like, "Here's some guys that we." You know, that's usually what it is. It's like it's trying to get that cosign from like a band up here, but now, and that's the problem with rock, is because instead of where it would be like one rapper, you have 3 or 4 guys, 5 guys sometimes, you know? So it's definitely going to be a lot harder to keep that intact too. And that's something else. I mean, bands break up, you know, duos, you know, it's like when you were talking about Royal Blood, it's like it's just a bass player and a drummer.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah,
it
doesn't sound like it, but it's like they know what they're doing, you know. And and I'm sure they hire somebody to play guitar while they're on the road. I mean, it can't just be the two of them, you know.
Dude, he won't give up the secret, but it's a split signal between like an actual guitar amp and a bass amp, dude.
Okay.
Like, you know, the big rig rundown videos that they always do, like the musicians' gear and stuff. Yeah, dude, he splits a signal somehow. Nobody can figure it out, I guess. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Some guys are just so in tune with the music. But again, like to back up your point, I mean, it's like it's just. I went and saw 311.
Oh, yeah.
They're still around.
They're still around, and they just sold out the MGM, the MGM, Park MGM. Yeah,
Wow.
two nights in a row.
Holy shit.
So, and that's the thing, and it's like you laugh about that, but it's like, what do those guys do? My girlfriend's a huge fan of them, dude. They're the 4th longest. I don't know what the word is. Like they've stayed together the longest like and
Longest tenured?
intact. Yeah, the longest tenured band, like
yeah.
the fourth longest tenured band in North America. It's like that's
the
great,
hell?
dude. But I mean, but listen to what they're always talking about: family, togetherness, and all that other stuff. It's like that works if you can do a Kiss Army. If you can do something like that, if you can make the fans feel like they are part of the decision making into what makes you money, you know what I mean? Dude, you're killing it.
Dude, I agree with everything that you're saying because that's exactly like even just doing this alone. You know, some of the other bands like we're going to be playing with like this Saturday at Pineapple Fest or like First Friday and stuff, you know, they're just about building each other up because you're right. Because I remember that Motley Crue was a very established band and the only reason that Guns N' Roses got like, you know, the shout out was from them because they brought them on tour.
Right.
But that doesn't really happen anymore because now that everybody's so independent, I think, because of what you said, because record companies are digging into everybody. I mean, we do everything ourselves, our merch, everything. There's no reason for a record company to dig in our pockets. What reason for?
Right.
You know, so when they do that, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know,
I wanted to ask you.
It just keeps you. All it is it just if you're not going to do it on your own, it's like these record companies. It's like if you don't have this giant single, because that's all it is. They'll go, here's $1 million contract. We now own you.
it's out of
Write
fear.
a single. Yeah, exactly. Write the next big hit. If you don't write that next big hit, we're going to own you for the next 3 or 4 albums. You're probably going to fucking break up by then, and you're not even going to get to the third or fourth album, and you're going to be broke, and you're going to owe us fucking money. And it's like, dude, it's like the mind trip that they do to these artists, you know? But
Yeah, so do you just think that like record deals and all that are just flat out like useless, or do you think that they still have some benefit?
there's still some benefit because the people, like, for example, like Virgin, like, you know, if you sign a record label with Virgin or like some of these huge record labels, like Interscope, you're going to get their marketing dollars.
Yeah, the marketing is
The marketing is huge,
Yeah.
and then or they'll go, okay, well, you know, we want to get you guys heard, so what we're going to do is we're going to have you work with this artist as well, so that'll be your sign off. You know, so it's not that you know, giving the finger to giant record labels is the play, you know, but at the same time, know your worth because they will. Because the amount of pressure you are under as soon as you sign with that, like, I don't know, man, it's rough. Like Rick from Adelita's Way told me horror stories, bro, horror stories.
and it's all based out of fear, though,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, but that's what my point was. Is just that since everybody's so independent, they feel like they can't lift anybody else up. But that's what we're trying to do now. Because aside from this, we have Mad Rabbit Media, which is like where we shoot music video. Like we shot his music video, we do all of ours, and we're starting to expand. And like we just shot a music video for Secos. Shout out to Secos. They'll be a guest on here. They're a great, like up and coming band. They were just
Maybe they'll get played at Corduroy tonight. Sons of bitches.
no, dude. Their music was just played at the Golden Knights game. Actually,
Hey!
yeah.
So
And-
That's awesome.
A lot of bands out here are really trying hard, man. Like I see the dedication. Like we all work hard. We all work normal jobs outside of this. Like, and I know that they're doing the same exact thing. Like they're working jobs too, just like you know we all are, and they're putting a lot of work and effort into the band too. So it's like
It goes like this, man. You're either going to do what you were saying, where you work, where I did the same thing. I was
Don't
like,
tap, don't tap.
But you were exactly what you were saying. You're either going to A, get a day job, or B, you're going to suck the life out of every friend and family member that you have because you're not going to have a job, and you're like, yeah, but I need to focus on this full
exactly.
time
And we don't wanna do
8
that.
hours of Madden. You know what I mean? It's like it's funny to me. So it's like, yeah, you have to have that, and all these guys have to have that. But you know, again, just understand that what's important. What, like, if you are, I always say this to comics because, dude, these assholes, they think they're gonna get famous, and they think as soon as they get famous, all their sadness and depression and stuff is just gonna go away. No, it's just gonna come in a new bag, dude. Are you chasing happiness, or are you chasing to be a good comic? Because a good comic wouldn't be bitching about pay. A good comic, well, I mean, if you get to a certain level, then yeah, of course. If you're John Mulaney, you can, hey, look, my asking price is this. It's like, but again, I mean, it's like, but if you want to do comedy, you're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like Hannibal Buress is a great comic. You hear
Hilarious.
you hear him popping into open mics in Vegas all the time, just regular stank ass open mics. And he walks in there and it's like, Hannibal Buress, what the fuck is he doing here? You know? And it's just like, and that's just because he has to do it. And that's the way I think artists are. It's like, I just have to do this.
Touching on that real quick, do you think Vegas could actually become more of a comedy scene? I know we already get like a lot of headliners at like all the big stadiums.
Comedy
but,
Store's
like,
almost gone downhill, right?
Yeah. Do you think any like intimate clubs like that are gonna pop up in Vegas, become more popular?
This is the hard part about that, where I think about a scene, like a comedy scene, where it's like, we like it was in the '80s, which will never happen again. Like all the rock stars that we all think we know, dude. Believe me, man. There's the video cameras and. Think about how many shitty things they've done to ladies in the past, like, believe me, bro.
Gone away with murder.
Exactly. All of our heroes are dead, bro. So it's
Hell
like,
yeah, drink to that.
Yeah, right.
My last sip, yeah.
But it just depends. Can it work off of the strip?
Right.
If it can work off of the strip, then maybe. But so far, the only thing I've seen work off of the strip is the Dirty at 12:30. That's at the South Point every Friday at 12:30. My buddy Gabe Lopez runs that. Fantastic show. 400 people show up, and it's a free show. It's free to get in, but they get great comics. I've done it a ton of times. It's so fun, and it's like, but that's the only thing I could think of off the strip that pulls.
Right.
Anything else, it's like, man, I don't know how the hell this is gonna work.
Did you have a favorite comic growing up?
My favorite comic growing up, my first favorite comic is the one that, like, whoa, this is cool. I kind of got an idea for, like, wordplay was George Carlin.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! The favorite, the GOAT, dude.
Well, but then when I was in, like, 94, 95, that's when, like, 19-year-old Dave Chappelle came out. And it was like, he's only, like, 5-6 years older than me, and I'm like, he's talking about things. I'm like, I know that, And the thing is with Dave is he had this upbringing where it's like he came from like super white Ohio and they moved him to like DC. You know what I mean? So he had this upbringing where he had this outlook on life where he's like, where some people would talk out their ass thinking they know what it's like. Dave's like, no, I know what it's like, and I can write a better joke. Thank you. You know what I mean? And that was always him. And he was so Dave for a long time was my favorite. Now, look. I don't think he does comedy anymore. I think it's more social commentary. He'll have a joke in there, obviously, but it's like I just don't think it's like when I talk about the greatest comic going on right now, it's got to be Bill Burr, just because he still writes jokes, and it's still like, and he's still out to get laughs, and it's like it's not like Dave where it's like I said it, you know what I mean? Where Bill is more like I got something I want to.
There's a setup and a punchline, right?
Hey guys, try looking at it like this, and that's more Bill's style. And he's just been able to maintain that brilliance for a lot longer, and it's that. Those are my guys.
Yeah, we just saw Bill at the Chelsea at the Cosmopolitan.
No clue. I had a stomach ache. I don't remember.
He's so great.
He was the frowning person at a comedy show. Yeah.
I saw him open up for Tom Papa.
He's great too.
Dude, he's so funny.
Makes bread. Good bread, apparently.
Dude, who was it? I said this about Tom Papa. I said, if you don't know who he is, I go, what is he? Who is the? Oh man, he's the Gene Hackman of comics, where it's like where you don't think, when you think great actors, you don't think Gene Hackman, but when you somebody goes, hey, what about Gene Hackman? I fucking love Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
That's Tom
point.
Papa.
Yeah.
That's that guy.
One
That's
of the
true.
most slept on comics.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah.
Super funny. And then now John Mulaney too is also so funny. I mean, that guy is so funny. So yeah.
I got to try to get tickets to go see you, because you're still doing comedy.
Oh,
correct?
yeah, man. I've been doing comedy a long time, man. I just did it past Saturday. The problem is with me is, like, when you're a local, they always go, oh, okay, well, this guy can't make it. We just won't book you for like a week. You're going to be here. So it's like, it's always, but I get booked a lot, but it's always like a day or two in advance.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I just bounce around a lot.
You're the on-call comic.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think of Tom Segura?
I think okay, Tom Segura's first album was so funny. Okay, so funny, right? So funny, and I do like his albums. It's just what Tom has done, and it's like he grew because of his podcast.
Yeah.
So now his set isn't set to to try and get a bunch of strangers to laugh.
That's true.
You know, now it's like, oh, let me just get some people that I already know that know me, and I'll just cater to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, so if you don't listen to the podcast, you're not going to walk away going, oh my God, that was so brilliant. But if you listen to the podcast, it's the greatest night of your life.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
We watched that Kool-Aid bit on repeat.
Oh my God, dude! The
Seen that-
Two
you
Bears,
heard that
One
one?
Cave, Bert Kreischer, and Tom Segura, dude. I've never laughed like so hard in my life, dude. My girlfriend won't laugh at it. I don't think she has a soul, honestly. It's that funny.
Shout out, we love you.
It is that funny. Are we still good on time?
I think I got to get out there in just a little
All right.
bit.
Well, we can wrap it up right now.
Does anyone else have anything else?
All good.
All
You
good?
don't want us from the football teams?
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'd read you were born in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm a Browns fan, which is very difficult these days.
How do you feel about Watson?
The Deshaun Watson? Here's the thing, man. It's
not my
like,
field.
it's like, oh God, it's so difficult because you hear you hear all those cases, but then you go, he did get cleared of criminal charges, and it's like, and then after that, it's like, I don't know, it's like, is there going to be payouts? That's the most that these people can get at this point are payouts, and it's like, so, and those are usually going to get kept under wraps anyway. So it's like, so we will never know what happened.
Yes.
You know, we will never know what happened. And honestly, guys, like, when you used to get mad about, I used to get mad about blatantly, like, what was it? Who was that chick that killed her kid in Florida? And
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony,
Yeah.
you know,
Deep cut.
you hear these things and you're just like, oh my God. But, you know, you can get worked up about it or you could just live your life. And that's kind of where I'm at. So, guys, to answer your question, here we go, Brownies.
They have a legit Super Bowl window now.
Yeah,
That's
right.
The thing.
I'm going to go, they're like, and starting at quarterback, that guy. It's like, get out there, that guy.
All right, everybody. Gooch has got to get back to
Thank you so much for your
hosting these
time.
Crash Mondays.
Yes.
Yes, dude. Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time.
for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Great
It's a
time.
great first
Thank you,
episode,
Gooch.
dude. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
Ow!
Woo!